What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're going to continue with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. It's going to be the second part of the ninth chapter of the fifth book, so let's get started. The further questions that we decided to discuss still remain. If A distributes to B more than B deserves, is it A, the distributor, or B, who has more, who does injustice? And is it possible to do injustice to oneself? For the first alternative is possible, and A rather than B does injustice, it follows that if A knowingly and willingly distributes more to B than to himself, A does injustice to himself. And indeed this is what a moderate person seems to do, for the decent person tends to take less than his share. Perhaps, however, it is not true without qualification that he takes less, for perhaps he overreaches for some other good, such as reputation or the unqualifiedly fine. Moreover, our definition of doing injustice allows us to solve the puzzle, for since he suffers nothing against his own wish, he does not suffer injustice, at least not from his distribution, but at most is merely harmed. But it is evidently the distributor who does injustice, and the one who has more does not always do it. For the one who does injustice is not the one who has an unjust share, but the one who willingly does what is unjust, that is to say, the one who has the principle of the action, that is the distributor, not the recipient. Besides, doing is spoken of in many ways, and in a way inanimate things, or hands or servants, at someone else's order. The recipient, then, does not do injustice, but does something that is unjust. Further, if the distributor judged in ignorance, he does not do injustice in violation of what is legally just, and his judgment is not unjust. In a way, though, it is unjust, since what is legally just is different from what is primarily just. If, however, he judged unjustly and did it knowingly, he himself, as well as the recipient, is overreaching for gratitude or to exact a penalty. And so someone who has judged unjustly for these reasons has also got more, exactly as though he got a share of the profits of the act of injustice, for he gave judgment about some land, for instance, on these conditions that he would share the profits, and what he got was not land, but money. Alright, guys, so we're done with a part of this long chapter. Not really long, but three parts. So we're going to continue tomorrow, the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session, this video. Hope you enjoyed the journey. See you tomorrow. Bye.